I don't know what year this title got sandwiched in. Is this after the Boston back-to-back whatever?
This is early. This is like 2008 or something, isn't it?
This is 2009.
Is it 2009? Because, yeah, Boston, I want to say, was like 2010. Like the Boston-LA series that we had was like 2010, 2011, somewhere in there.
So this Magic team went through LeBron, which is kind of crazy.
This is the one LeBron hit that crazy shot in the Eastern Conference Finals. That, like, game winner from half court, basically, and that was their only win of the series.
Don't recall it.
Oh, yeah. This is Stan Van's team, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Stan Van Gundy did a whole speech before the game about how everything was about LeBron. He's like, when they win, it's about LeBron. When they lose, it's about LeBron. He's like, and now this series, it's all about Kobe. So I think that he was trying to rile up the team, but Patrick Ewing didn't look too pumped about it. He was the assistant coach.
Because he knew they were going to get thrashed in 5 games.
Yeah. Yep. Man, sometimes it was weird to watch this team, like, and Powell just not dominate sometimes.
A little bit.
Like he just couldn't get going.
Well, it's such a confusing team, too. Like, it was kind of before their time, right? Like, they had, like, 3 or 4 7-footers out there at a time.
Yeah.
Including Lamar, which was pretty crazy.
A guy that smoked crack, a guy that got traded out of the league.
Fuck.
One that really causes marital issues at point guard.
On our test? Oh.
No, he wasn't there yet.
Oh, that was next year's
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, this Phil Jackson is the greatest coach of all time, no doubt about it.
God, they had Ariza on this team, too?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This team was loaded.
Luke Walton, pretty sure he just got accused of sexual assault. Like, what is going on in this Lakers locker room?
What is this, Michigan State?
The Spread Show.
Welcome to a special NBA edition of The Spread. Today, Rob and I are going to break down the first 10-ish games of the season.
Yep.
And we're just going to go into a bunch of different categories, specifically harping on some of the worst and best around the league so far. Hopefully not a lot of people have done this yet.
A lot of pods out there are only focusing on the positives, you know,
Yeah,
the MVPs,
seriously.
the 60-point games. We want to talk about the negative shit.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, like, yeah, there's a bunch of positive stuff, a lot of fun stuff going on. We'll touch on a little bit of that, but there's a lot of terrible things that are adding to it that we would be talking about if the season wasn't so good.
It's been great.
Yeah. Let's start with or just some of the top 3 worst things we could think of. These just came off right off the top of our heads. So there may be something worse that we find later.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah. I mean, for me, watching it almost every night, it's the Blazers.
Yeah. Man, they've been disappointing.
There is no way they should be this bad.
We should have known, right? Because before the season, we were both kind of on the Blazers, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas in years past, we've been so far off the Blazers, and we've been, like, wrong.
No, that was
on
just
them.
you.
Okay, well, I've been wrong on them. But this year, I was, like, in their corner. We should have known it was going to be a bad season.
Yeah, they get rid of all their wings. They get rid of Aminu, Harkless. Everyone seems to think Mo Harkless was, like, this dominating force for the Blazers last year. He didn't play that much.
No.
But still, it was depth.
Turner, Seth Curry.
Yeah. Seth Curry is the one that really hurts.
Seems
they
like
don't
it.
have someone else that can score.
Can they trade back for him? Because he's not doing
Seriously.
much in Denver or in Dallas.
He needs to find a way back. But on the bright side, they have Anthony Simons.
Yeah, he's looked good.
But Zach Collins goes out with an injury. Didn't realize how important he was and how good he was playing.
He was playing really well before that injury. So what do you think? Do you think it was Hassan? Do you think it's just a negative chemistry guy they added to the mix? And
No, their defense is absolutely terrible.
well, it should be on Hassan, right? He's supposed to be that defensive centerpiece.
Yeah, I don't think the Heat would have got rid of him if that were the case.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we've been saying this for years, and I think this is finally the year the Blazers front office is going to learn it. Like, CJ and Dame are really good players individually, but for whatever reason, that backcourt just doesn't work, or it's peaked, you know? Like,
It works. It's just the rest of the team sucks.
I guess, but
That backcourt has worked for a while. CJ has been really bad.
he has.
He's so inconsistent, and it just like that's a microcosm of his career, but it's all happening right now.
Yep. So it's early. I mean, they're only 4-8, so it's not that crazy. But in the West, you can't really afford to start out 4-8.
No, and they've lost to really bad teams.
Yeah, pretty sure they got
lost to the
smoked
Warriors.
Oh, wow. I think didn't they get smoked by the Suns too, which isn't that crazy these days, but still.
Yeah, they're not good. They can't beat anyone. Dame and CJ are pretty much the worst when it comes to defense right now. They don't really get the help on the wings. There's no one on that team that can just lock someone up.
No,
and their best bet is now playing Simons, McCollum, and Lillard.
Oof. I think, like, if we had to say one thing that sums up the Blazers season so far, Dame Lillard dropped 60 in a game and they lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's enough said, right?
And I think CJ had, 10 points that game? Jeez. Not even.
And they gave up two, I think it was the Nets, and they had two dudes on the other team score like 35 plus. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Like, you look at any of the stats, it's just nothing good out of this team. Besides Zach Collins.
And Lillard.
Who's now out for 4 months.
Yeah.
But even Lillard, they're just not shooting well. They're shooting 38%.
I think he's still leading the league in threes, though, like at 4 a game or something crazy.
Yeah.
So he's jacking them up.
For sure. And that's, at this point, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
They suck. I don't know what trade's out there for them. Everyone says Gallo, but you have to have assets to trade. And the only asset they have is Anthony Simons, who they shouldn't trade.
Absolutely not. Nasir Little, I think, maybe. He's flashed a couple times.
He's been playing.
Yeah. He had a big dunk.
They're trying to use him as Aminu, and it doesn't work.
Well, he's young, and he's not very good so far, but he flashes.
Yeah.
Kevin Love, that's...
I don't think the Cavs... People really like to throw it out there, but I don't think the Cavs really care to just get rid of him.
I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, they're 4-6 right now.
Yeah. But they're playing well.
Yeah, they're playing better than I thought they would be. They're actually in the 7th seed right now.
Yeah.
Somehow.
For Portland, either of those guys would be cool, but they need someone that can play defense. They need Jonathan Isaac.
I was going to say Patrick Beverly, but
I don't know.
We don't know if he actually plays defense.
Yeah. Whiteside's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what team out there wants expirings. Who wants a Whiteside or a Bazemore expiring, but that's really their only option. Damn it, I wanted to find some... There were some really bad stats for the Blazers backcourt as far as turnovers, turnover percentage, all that stuff. Just absolutely terrible. Anything else on the Blazers?
I will say that they are 3-5 in conference, so some kind of silver lining. At least they're close to 500 against the West.
Yeah.
1-4 against
for a
the
team
East.
that is consistently pushing for the 3 seed in the West. It's just kind of weird.
It's weird.
How do you have all these teams with all these new pieces, and you have this backcourt that's been playing together forever, and they just are getting smoked?
Well, they're not taking care of home court. They're 1-4 at home.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's crazy. That used to be their bread and butter.
Yeah. Who else we got? Who else is super disappointing? The Kings.
Yeah, Kings have been very disappointing so far.
This isn't actually disappointing. This is more of a worse category. They started off super slow. Everyone wanted Luke Walton fired.
They were 0-7 or something crazy, weren't they?
No.
I thought they were 0-6.
Maybe. And then they went 4-2 or something?
Oh, no, they're 4-6, so they couldn't have been... Because they've only won
I think they won 4 in a row at one point, so people stopped calling for Luke Walton's head. And then, so early season, Marvin Bagley goes out. Harry Giles never plays. He's permanently injured.
I don't know what happened to him.
And then now De'Aaron Fox could be out for a few months with an ankle injury.
Yikes.
So things were looking up for 4 games, and now it's just back, crash landing. Really just started off with firing Dave Yeager, who is kind of a jackass and always puts himself in this position. But he had the team in the going in the right direction.
Yep.
And we'll get to something Luke Walton said a little bit later, but that team has a clear identity of what they should be doing. Yeager set the blueprint last year, and they're not doing it.
Just running and gunning, basically.
Yeah, and they're not doing any of that. I don't know what they do going forward. Also, I think they have to make a decision on Bogdanović soon.
Trading him?
Yeah, that would be a badass piece for the Blazers.
We didn't even mention he's like the highest paid player on the team, Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
Averaging like 18 points and 2 assists and 2 rebounds or something crazy.
And he started off so well.
Yeah. So
I don't know what's going on. I can blame it all on Luke Walton.
He got paid. That's what's going on. Who did they take in this last draft? Did they have a lottery pick?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I can't remember.
No, I feel like they don't have any picks for some reason.
Nobody notable, I don't think, because they're not getting any time.
Yeah. I can't even think of anyone else on that team. Well, they signed Dwayne Dedman to a $13 million deal.
Yeah, he's playing his part though.
That's someone they could move him to the Celtics.
Sure.
I feel like the Celtics would take him.
Yeah.
You know. Who else did they get? Did they get Ariza? I'm pretty sure they have Trevor Ariza.
He's either there or he's in Phoenix again.
No, they have him.
They do?
Yeah. So I'm not looking. It's not looking good. They're not going to make the playoffs. I think that's what's bad for me is I really thought that team was going to make a push at least to be an 8 seed.
Yeah.
And now it's looking like their season's ruined.
And now it looks like the Suns are that team.
Yeah,
instead,
for sure.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Let's go to the Knicks.
Oh yeah, classic.
They're back
Knicks.
in the worst category, possibly the worst situation in the league.
Just it's like when you play 2K and you're like, oh man, that guy is actually playing like the player. The Knicks are acting like the franchise we all think they are. You know? They keep up with appearances. They recently came out and said something about James Dolan isn't happy with the state of the team. It's like, what the fuck did you expect? Did you see this roster going into the end of the year? It's just absolute insanity. Fizdale's already being talked about being fired. He basically already was fired, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like a formality at this point. So weird, such a shit show, and it just gets worse for Knicks fans.
What do they think they're going to do at the head coaching position?
Seriously.
And I just do want to know the expectations from James Dolan.
Who the fuck do they want? Like who do they think is going to come in there? Dave Yeager and get pissed and
to play devil's advocate a little bit, do you think that could they not be better than the Cavs right now? Like, if you were to look at them before the season, did you think the Cavs better? Like, if you were to say, Cavs or Knicks are going to the playoffs, which one do you take?
Yeah, that's fair. I definitely would have said before the season the Knicks, but I don't know. I think we really underestimated how bad those guards are. Like, it's just been a shit show at point guard, shooting guard. They don't have anybody that can create for others. They don't have any playmakers. They don't have anybody that passes the ball. It's all just ISO play, and then they got a bunch of small forwards and power forwards that don't make any sense playing together.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a weird team.
Yeah, I don't know who. Dennis Smith hasn't played, right?
I think he's played like maybe 3 games or something like that. But even when he's played, he hasn't played that well.
I mean, that's not going to help. It might make it worse. But Frankie Smokes, not good.
He's had like 1 game, I think, that he's done something, and everybody's like, "Oh, he figured it out!" All of a sudden.
So maybe they should just be running everything through RJ. Like, why isn't RJ just that ball controlling, high usage, set 85 screens for him a game guy?
I think he is. I just don't think RJ is really that's not really his strong suit. Yeah, he's 19 years old and he averages 4 assists a game right now. It's just not his game. He's a slashing wing. He'll get you 16 points, but. Yeah, he's not going to set up the offense. He's not LeBron.
I don't know is there a trade out there for them to go get someone?
Well, I said it before the season. I thought they should go after Chris Paul. I just thought Chris Paul made sense as far as those pieces go. I mean, what the hell is he doing in OKC?
Hanging out with SGA, helping him.
Well,
no, that would be okay, but they don't want. They always have to have delusional dreams about the cap space 2 years from now. So when they're targeting Giannis in 2 years, they don't want that Chris Paul contract on the books.
They're paying Elfrid Payton $8 million a year this year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I
mean, all those contracts are set up to get them Giannis.
Julius Randle, $18 million.
Yeah. I love Randle. Randle should be a trade target for the Blazers.
He's played well. And so is Marcus Morris, too. He's played really well, but it's just like those dudes can only do so much for you,
It's so weird. There's teams that just can't find guards.
Yeah.
Like, remember Phoenix when they couldn't get a point guard? I think the Magic kind of had that for a while. Like, the Magic still have DJ Augustine out there. What? There shouldn't be a shortage of NBA guards.
Right.
That's not possible. So... yeah, bad front office stuff. If Fizdale gets fired, where do you think he could go?
He probably ends up on the Lakers bench or something, I'm guessing. Seems like a title contender team would pick him up and, he'd just be that dude we'd see.
He could go back to Miami, too.
That would work.
That would be a good assistant spot for him. Someone's going to pick him back up.
Or the Kings if Walton gets fired.
True.
So, or Alvin Gentry if the Pelicans get fired.
Alvin Gentry's terrible. Pelicans. I hate him. I hate that dude.
Hasn't been great.
Actually, no, I do want to talk about that. Alvin Gentry, they're playing at not the fastest pace in the league right now. I think they're third. But it's the way they play the game, like the way they pace things out. When they get a defensive rebound, like they have like this thing, they just throw it to half court and they like get up the court. And it's not really a fast break. It's just kind of like lazy defense break. When you have two of the best perimeter guards in the league with Holiday and Lonzo, like you should be grit and grinding teams down.
Basically like how Lonzo played in high school, just like running and gunning and just
and like if you put that much pressure on the ball handlers and then just get those guys running up in the wings, like that's fine, but don't just sell out on defense and have guys cherry picking at half court just so you can run fast. Like it's not working.
Do you think part of it though? I mean, two things are playing into that, right? One thing, Brandon Ingram is just kind of the style he plays is not really conducive to that. Like he's just not a fast break kind of guy. Like he kinda, he needs the ball in the post or to like ISO. And then Zion, you got to think Zion's not out there. Otherwise, they'd be running a lot more.
But they are running is what I'm saying. But it's just done a stupid way.
Sure.
Like it's not done in like a Warriors or Rockets pace where it's like we're going to get fast possessions.
Yeah.
They're just running up the court like with two guys that aren't playing defense.
Gotcha.
So it's not doing anything. But yeah, with Ingram, like that team would benefit from being better and just being a half-court team.
Probably.
Like Ingram and Drew Holiday as an off-ball guard, running around screens and stuff, like that's way better.
Even
for
that
team.
center that they have, the Badutsu or
Melly?
whatever his name is. That's the other guy.
Yeah, no, I really hate Alvin Gentry's system. He did the same shit last year. It hasn't worked. The only time it worked is when Anthony Davis basically played a whole season.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I would love for Fizdale to go there and just grit and grind teams down, but still, get a little bit of pace going. What else on the Knicks?
I didn't mention it earlier, but that 4.1 assists from RJ Barrett is leading the team. Also, that tells you all you need to know about the Knicks season.
God.
Yeah.
I wonder, where are they? I'm going to look up the pace stats. Anyone else that you wanted to include for possible worst?
For possible worst, I mean the Warriors, but it's not even fair to put the Warriors in that conversation,
Yeah.
But we're still talking about a team that won 3 out of the last 4 titles, and they're 2-10 right now.
They're basically just taking a break.
Yeah, it was seriously like when I watched them play the Lakers last night. It was like they sent their JV out, which it basically is their JV, but it's just crazy to see.
Yeah, that's what happens when everyone is injured.
Everybody's hurt. It's crazy.
It's kind of cool they have D'Angelo so he can just keep boosting his trade value too.
Yeah, he's playing really well.
The Knicks need to get D'Angelo.
Ooh.
Like, just get him.
I like it.
He already had success in Brooklyn with a cast of misfits.
What can they give for him, though? They don't really have
that's
anything.
the problem.
Like
No
Kevin
assets.
Knox. Nobody wants him.
Who?
Kevin Knox,
Mitchell Robinson?
In a first or something?
They can't give up a first. Please, God,
top
no.
5 protected first?
Yeah. So speaking of pace, slowest team in the NBA right now, can you guess? They're in the West.
The Lakers.
The Lakers are 22nd. They're at 100 possessions per 48 minutes.
Grizzlies? No. I have no idea.
The Nuggets. 97 possessions per 48 minutes to be the lowest in the league.
Huh.
That's weird.
Well, it's just because Jokic is out of shape and he's slow right now.
Milwaukee leads the league. They're basically tied with the Rockets and the Pelicans.
Okay.
So Milwaukee basically just gets it up the floor to space it out, get threes with Giannis in the middle. Minnesota really upped their pace. They're 4th. Most of that just comes from Ryan Saunders, replacing Thibodeau, who was just, turns out was not a very good coach.
Doesn't seem like
he does not fit anywhere in the modern era of basketball.
Is he on anybody's staff right now?
I hope to God no.
I haven't heard him yelling at anybody on any broadcast.
Where else are some advanced stats here? I was going to try to look up some offensive rating. The Celtics incredible.
Yeah, they've been really impressive.
The Lakers have the best defensive rating in the league.
Makes sense.
And the Suns have the highest assist percentage in the league.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
That's all Rubio. Huh. The Rubio effect and having a foreign center.
Damn.
No DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, I was like, DeAndre's from America.
Top 3 best. Let's go Lakers. We just talked about how great their defense is. They play a slower pace, like you kind of noted. But, yeah, this shit's working out.
Hell yeah. I mean, after an opening night loss to the Clips, everybody was a little scared, I think. Dwight Howard was washed up.
Yep.
AD trade looked kind of shaky. And then they've gone 9-1 since then. 6-1 against the conference. So they're beating the dudes they need to beat in the West. They looked really impressive last night. They're just taking care of business. That's all it looks like.
And I think the defense thing is most important here because you have 2 superstars and like some misfits or whatever, but defense is going to carry you in the playoffs. And those are the teams that LeBron was most successful with, were ones that were just making crazy defensive plays.
Yep.
They had someone to lock people up. LeBron could always turn it up a level, but now he has possibly the best, defensive center in the league.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. That's going to be tough to get past in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to be crazy. And we got to give a little bit of a shout out to their depth. I mean, that was the big issue coming into the season, right? The big question, whether or not they'd have the people around LeBron and Anthony Davis. But like guys like Caruso, Dwight Howard, like I mentioned. And they're not even getting anything. They're getting hardly anything from KCP.
Oh, my God.
He did a little bit last night, but yeah, he's been very inconsistent.
I saw him airball a lay-in like 3 days ago. A lay-in. Airballed it.
I don't know why Jared Dudley's on that team. That doesn't make any sense. I feel like they're going to sign a couple guys. They'll probably sign, what's the one dude that always gets picked up in the middle of the season?
Corey Brewer?
No, the white guy. Plays really well. European guy. Oh, I can't think of what his damn name is. It'll come to me. They'll sign him at some point in time.
Who else? Corey Brewer. They'll get Fareed. Lance. Lance is in China.
Lance.
Why isn't Lance on this team?
I don't know.
God, he was actually something last year.
Yeah, and Rondo, I think, just had his debut, right?
But yeah, he had a decent game, actually.
So, they got the pieces. The pieces are there.
Yeah, I don't know. They just need, like, one more.
Yep, agreed.
Maybe Kuzma will turn into something else, but I still feel like they need one.
Kuzma's rounding into shape. Yeah. He's definitely played a lot better in these last couple games.
I don't know who's out there in that range, or what salaries they can get to match up, or who would even want anyone off that bench.
I can't think of this dude's name. He signed with the Bucks a couple years ago. He's always just
Ilyasova.
Ilyasova.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's locked into a contract with the Bucks.
Somebody gave him some money finally.
Yeah, last year.
About time.
Yeah. Damn, yeah, that would be badass. Mm-hmm. That's what they need. Maybe really they go get Mike Muscala again. Anything else on the Lakers? I mean, it's just like I was wrong about that. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they won't be healthy and someone gets hurt and it just ruins the season. But Anthony Davis is the only thing that's scaring me on this team.
A little scary.
He keeps saying the dumbest shit of all time.
Yeah.
Every time. He's starting to get into the Kyrie zone.
A little bit.
But not in like weird stuff, just saying really dumb things.
I don't even know if it's dumb or he's just that injured all the time. And it's just like...
It's not even just the injury stuff. So the injury thing, he said basically his shoulder's just permanently hurt.
Yeah, that's not good. That can't be good.
And it's like, I feel like that came about. I didn't even see the question, but I'm assuming someone's like, hey, man, why do you always just leave the game and then come back like nothing happened?
Sure.
Like, are you actually injured? No, sometimes my shoulder just really hurts.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. The other thing that he said when he was doing that, was he in Chicago?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he said he was in the mecca of basketball in Chicago.
Yep.
And someone's like, could you see, yourself playing in Chicago at some point? He goes, yeah, you never know. I'm a free agent next year.
That was weird.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
why do you want people to give you attention for this shit and distract your team?
I mean, he's just keeping the options open, though. What happens if LeBron decides, what if they win the title, LeBron decides to retire,
yeah.
and all of a sudden Anthony Davis can leave,
I guess.
So, there's stuff.
But it's like, why?
Yeah, it's weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to take it away from him. That team's still really good. You looking at Phil Jackson?
Oh, man, I love Phil Jackson. Him and Kurt Rambis sitting next to each other.
The Rockets.
Yeah, pretty impressive, right? They destroyed the Clippers last night. They played really well. Kawhi didn't have the greatest of games, but, yeah, the Rockets are just – I don't think it was last night. I think it was 2 nights ago, but still. the Rockets have been very impressive, and it seems to be working between Westbrook and Harden.
Yeah, basically Harden or Westbrook is just sitting back.
Yeah, he's not averaging a triple-double right now, is he?
No, he's just letting Harden shoot.
That's crazy.
I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how long that'll last.
He's averaging 38 and 8 right now, James Harden.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That is fucking insane.
You know, people are starting to get pissed and they're saying that Luke is going to turn into Harden.
Is Luka that good? Can he turn into Harden?
I don't know, but I think they're saying playing style is going to suck. But yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, I would love to see that team actually run like a free-flowing offense.
Sure.
But I think right now they have Eric Gordon out for a month or two.
Yep.
That's not good.
Nope.
But hey, whatever. You have Westbrook. He will gladly take those shots.
Yeah.
And then Capella seems to kind of be bouncing back.
Yeah, he's averaging 13 and 12 right now.
He's being better. He's better on the defensive side.
2.5 blocks a game. For
the first 4 or 5 games, that team did not play defense. No one on the team played defense. I could have seen them giving up 160 at some point.
Yeah, and the depth really isn't there. I mean, if you look at their stats and stuff, outside of those top 3, nobody is giving them anything. Austin Rivers, PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon's hurt, like we mentioned. Tyson Chandler is the next name on the list.
It's insane that it's gone more towards Harden than it has ever before.
Seriously. And they're 6-0 in conference so far.
Is there no way to trade Westbrook just for more pieces?
I really don't think they want to. I really just think that James Harden and Russell Westbrook love playing with each other.
Yeah. Maybe. Until Westbrook's this is fucking boring.
It's working so far.
I don't know where Westbrook could go, but there's got to be a team out there with a Lakers package, 3 or 4 young guys or something. Because I just feel like the Rockets need 3 or 4 guys, maybe 3 guys.
Maybe the Wolves or something like that. I don't know. Pair them with Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins. But I don't know if they have the pieces to give up necessarily, unless they throw a lottery pick in there.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe the Suns. No, they've already just established themselves with Rubio. They might be dumb enough to do it, but
New Orleans, maybe a bunch of those pieces that don't fit
again.
there. Yeah.
Just keep trading the former Lakers players.
Yeah.
The Heat? Would he play with Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I can see that. That's not. They don't really need him though, right? Kendrick Nunn has kind of assumed that starting wing position next to Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, but they want to win a title. They want to be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised by the Rockets. I'll say that.
Pretty impressive, 8 and 3.
They definitely need to shore some things up on defense, but then the last part. Let's go into. We'll just go Celtics and Raptors.
Okay. Yeah, I got to apologize to the Celtics fans. I really underestimated how healthy Gordon Hayward was going to help that team this year, and he is playing really well. They're playing really well.
Yeah. How long is he out?
2 months? Shit, I forgot he broke his hand, didn't he? Yeah, he is. He's out for 2 months. But before that, he was playing really well.
Yeah. No, he was awesome. Kemba's really just he doesn't force anything. He basically is just playing within the offense. He takes whatever shots he needs to take in the system.
Yep.
And everyone else is good. Tatum sometimes looks insane again, which is nice to see.
I'm still not that high on Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I just don't what does he do outside of scoring? He doesn't give much. He doesn't pass the ball. He's not a tremendous rebounder. I guess he averages 7 rebounds a game, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just not that high on Jason Tatum.
I think he can be the X factor, go get a bucket off the wing guy for them.
And then they got a bunch of young dudes everybody's all pumped about. Who's the dude they call Time Lord? Is that Robert Williams or something?
Yes, Time Lord.
I get him confused with the other guy. Who's
Mitchell Robinson?
No, I thought they had a Robert Grant or something like that.
Yeah, no, they do have Grant from...
Oh, Grant Williams.
Yeah.
See, I thought that was Time Lord, so I have no idea.
Grant Williams hasn't really rounded into what they want yet, but I like all those guys. Carson Edwards last night came in and fucking murdered.
Did he?
Yeah, I think it was against the Wizards. He was I have to look at it. He had a crazy stat line.
Marcus Smart, been pretty good.
Marcus Smart's been absolutely insane on defense.
For what he is, yeah. He's actually leading the team in 4.7 assists a game right now.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which is weird, but they're all averaging about 4 assists.
Yeah,
so
it's
makes
all
sense.
system. They're all back to playing system ball.
Yep.
And it's working. They have the highest offensive rating in the NBA.
But it just says, I think, more about Kyrie than it says about anything. You know,
Yeah.
It's just like if you put a guard in there that's a competent and not a crazy person,
Yeah.
is not just going to bring the team down at every time, at every opportunity, they're going to be a lot better, and they're 9-1. So
Boston's offensive rating right now 113.8. That's the highest in the league by about a point, right over the Mavericks.
damn.
Their defensive rating is 104.7, so their net rating leads the league at 9.1, right over the Lakers.
That's crazy. I did not realize they were that good defensively.
Yeah. Let me find this Carson Edwards line. So they won 140 to 133 last night.
Jesus.
Gave up 44 to Brad Beal.
The fucking Wizards do not play defense. We're talking defense. My God.
So Carson Edwards came in 20 minutes, 7 for 12, 4 for 5 from 3, 18 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 20 minutes.
Damn. And they haven't even played Taco yet. Taco's only played one
Really?
game. Yeah.
I don't know if that means anything.
Well,
They haven't played Taco yet. Jaylen Brown also looks really good.
yeah, he's really just playing his part in like a very limited role. He comes in and just makes an impact.
He's shooting 26% from 3.
Ooh.
So, I don't know. Also, Boston leads the league in assist to turnover. I think their assist ratio is super high. Like, everything about this team is just top of the league as far as metrics. Turnover percentage is the lowest in the NBA.
Damn.
Effective field goal percentage is like top 10. True shooting. Actually, the Suns leading true shooting.
So,
God, the Suns are great.
all that being said, though, do you think this team is a contender? Because I still don't. I just don't see, like, against the upper echelon of the East, we're talking Philly, we're talking the Bucks, teams like that. I don't see them beating them in a 7-game series. I just don't think they have the horses.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Like, who are you going to match Embiid with, you know? Or
It doesn't matter. Like, that team beats themselves.
Yeah.
I think they'd be more worried about Horford than Embiid.
Yeah. We'll get to the Sixers. They've been interesting.
Yeah. So I think, it's more like, hey, how do we stop Giannis? But I still think that they have a lot of depth and they can score from everywhere. They have a lot of dudes that can just take over a game. Marcus Smart can pretty much guard anyone.
They do have a lot of like grind guys like Gordon Hayward if he goes back.
Everyone talks about their center position. I just really think if they can get Time Lord to like figure it out, like if he can give you 25 minutes, like that dude's big.
He is
like
big.
he's a big ass athletic center.
Yeah.
So if they can get that guy to just like get 25 consistent minutes, they should just be playing him right now.
Sure.
That would be a game changer. I don't really. They might have a trade out there, but this team's really good right now. So.
I feel like they should. I mean, I've said this before, but I feel like they should trade one of Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
It just feels redundant. They don't really need both of them. Maybe for like a Kevin Love, another possible Kevin Love landing spot. He'd fit in well in that offense, standing out there bombing threes.
I think their problem is they just need someone to protect the rim.
Grabbing boards, yeah.
Go get Hassan Whiteside.
Oof.
Yeah, I think they're done with nutcase dudes.
Yeah.
The Raptors, meanwhile,
Holy shit.
I don't know. Just like they just straight up came into the. They did the opposite of what the Cavs did when LeBron left.
Yeah.
Like they basically pulled the old Tristan Thompson. You got to still go through us, or the East still runs through us.
But it still means
But
something.
yeah, it actually is like, no, you should probably still pay attention to the Raptors.
Yep.
Siakam is an MVP candidate and most improved candidate again over his own most improved award.
Siakam is averaging 27 points and 9 rebounds.
I saw him last night score 4 straight times on Hazonia.
Damn, that's
It was
impressive.
insane.
That is impressive. Van Fleet looks like he's taking a little bit of a leap. He's averaging almost 8 assists a game. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and he doesn't. What's his turnover? Do you see that?
2.4 a game.
He's not. Yeah, he's solid as hell.
3.2 assist to turnover ratio.
Yeah. Defensively, he's great. That team defensively sucks to play against. Like I can just see teams just like struggling. I think they shut down CJ and Dame. Then they shut down. Damn it! Who else was it? They're like pretty much every. Was it Kawhi?
It might have been. Did Kawhi go back there already?
No.
Somebody else. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Was it the Raptor or the Rockets? Maybe.
Yeah, it might have been. Pretty much every star scorer that's come into there has been shut down.
Yeah, I mean, because you got dudes like, you got Van Fleet, Kyle Lowry, and then coming off the bench, you got OG and Norman Powell, like guys that can just give you solid defensive minutes.
Yeah.
They're just deep. They're crazy.
It was Kawhi.
Yeah, it was Kawhi.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Clippers.
They lost that game, already. But he was 2 for 11 that game.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. That team could be really, really, really special, but it all comes down to playoffs, and can Siakam be like, we're going to lead you to the title type of player.
One thing to watch out for, though, for the the Raptors, Marc Gasol averaging 6 and 6 right now, a 6.4 per.
Not great.
In 29 minutes a game. That's horrible.
Can he still go to the Spurs and have a Hall of Fame career?
He might.
Is that possible?
He needs to retire. That's what that
is. Yeah, that's not good.
He's going to retire before Powell somehow.
And is Ibaka out?
I think so. He only played 8 games.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he is.
So, yeah, I worry about the guards a little bit. That team really wants to be in position to get Giannis in 2 years or whatever. So
everybody wants to be in position to get
for
Giannis.
Sure. But I think if they have Masai, they should, they're going to be kind of up there. At least get a meeting.
It's a more attractive roster than what the Bucks are offering right now, right?
Spicy P. So they'll have Van Vliet, Siakam. I don't know who else.
That's OG.
Oh yeah, OG. OG's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not seeing a lot of other than that though.
Yeah.
Stanley Johnson's on this team?
That's
I forgot he was in the league.
Honestly. So I don't know. It's good to see them actually start off hot.
Yeah.
And like I said, defensively, if you have a star player, you're basically screwed.
Yep.
One of my favorite sections, it's just kind of a top 3 media takes, dumbass takes that I've heard, or stories, funny stories.
What you got? So
one was Joe Lacob,
okay,
saying that the Warriors weren't, in the business of tanking, basically.
Damn. All right.
Seeing as how that's how they got their super team to come together, that's got to be a lie.
Well, my only thing was, were they intentionally tanking those years, or did they just suck?
No, they did, because they had a protected pick.
Okay.
And they basically just kind of sat everyone out due to injury, air quotes.
Sure.
And tanked like the last 20 games of a season.
Was that the year where Steph had some ankle injuries that were questionable, and instead of rushing him back, they just shut him down for the rest of the year?
I don't even know, because they weren't using Steph fully.
He wasn't Steph yet. Yeah, for sure.
So it just they need to tank. These guys have no reason to play. They've played 5 straight years of finals basketball or deep playoff run basketball.
Yep.
That's way too much. Take a damn break.
Yep.
Get Draymond out of there even. Just be like, here, Draymond, what we're going to do is just have you work out a lot.
But like we mentioned before the pod went on the air here, if they do tank and end up getting the number 1 pick and they can take James Wiseman, oh my God.
They need to, dude. They absolutely need to.
They're immediately a title favorite going into next year, right?
So 2012, the Warriors traded Monte Ellis for Andrew Bogut. Is that a good trade?
In hindsight, I guess. Monte never really did anything.
Andrew Bogut was out for the season.
Oh, okay. A little different.
Yeah. So, don't tell me you're not about tanking. So
he also said that they were light years ahead of any organization or something a couple of years ago. That dude just seems like an asshole, let's be honest.
Yeah. So I think that allowed them to get Harrison Barnes that year.
He definitely drives a Prius, right?
Yeah. So Joe Lacob can suck it. Either way, it's funny to listen to these guys try to get around. Maybe it's smart because he doesn't want to get fined for saying, we're going to fucking tank.
Sure.
But still. Next, my favorite one so far is Luke Walton.
What'd he say?
He was asked, I think Kevin O'Connor asked him about their pace. So last year, if you listen to Chris Vernon at all, he's been a Grizzlies beat reporter for a while, so he knows Dave Yeager, and he knows a lot of guys that are on that Dave Yeager staff.
Okay.
Last year, they essentially said, what we're going to do with the Kings and De'Aaron Fox and Buddy and all these young guys, we're going to run nonstop, in practice.
Sure.
So they just lined the court with garbage cans, and they ran. That's all they were doing. And their plan was, essentially, we're going to run for the whole game. By the time the fourth quarter comes around, no one's going to be able to hang with us, and we're going to win games.
Smart.
And it was working.
Yeah.
Like, they were the best conditioned team in the NBA.
De'Aaron Fox is the fastest guy in the NBA,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And he just didn't get tired.
Yeah.
So those guys were never tired. They looked on track last year, even though Jaeger had, his issues with the front office or whatever. And this year, they're, visibly, like, if you watch the game, it's like, okay, this is kind of a weird setup. Luke Walton has them playing just kind of slower. They're setting up a lot more half court stuff, which Fox is really bad at, as is Bagley somehow, but he's not even playing.
Yeah.
And they're playing like the third slowest pace in the NBA.
Damn.
Kevin O'Connor asked him, he's like, hey, so last year, these guys had a lot of success running up and down the court, and they were in great condition. It was just run.
Right.
Do you guys why did you guys, shift to that, or shift, to a slower pace? And Luke Walton's like, oh, no, we didn't.
Well,
what?
enough said.
Yeah, pretty sure. Like, if you look at the numbers, Luke, you're the third slowest team in the NBA.
Well, some of that has to be on the players, though, right? Like, they had Willie Cauley-Stein last year, who's a lot more of like a fast break type center. Now they've got the dead man, like we mentioned, who's a little more plodding up and down the court.
They don't have to play him.
Yeah, well, they gave him a bunch of money, so they kind of do have to play him. And then you got the bag man and Giles out. I don't know. They've been hit with a ton of injuries.
They still had Fox and Buddy.
Yeah, that's true, especially Fox.
But this is like a fundamental change. Like, they're not doing this in practice. They're just not that team anymore.
Oh, it might just be he's just not that good of a coach. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and he fucking lied about it.
Doesn't know.
So that was great. And then, of course, Dion Waiters.
Oh, man. That was a fun one, huh? People that aren't familiar with the story, had an anxiety attack due to an edible, due to a gummy bear edible that was either intentionally given to him or maybe unintentionally. We're not sure. The facts haven't really come out on that, but it's crazy, right? And he said was given to him by a teammate, which
oh my God,
is also fascinating to me.
Why would he even come out and say that? He hates being on a basketball team.
Seriously, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I think one of the funniest rumors I heard was that like Jimmy Butler gave it to him on behalf of Pat Riley to like make sure that they could suspend him for the rest of the year without paying him or something. Personally, I thought he got it from Olynyk because, I mean, look at fucking Kelly Olynyk,
True.
But, and weren't they coming out of Colorado or something like that? They were leaving Denver, I think,
Damn.
The flight when he got it. So, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't want to speculate or say anything, mean about Dion Waiters, but I guarantee that's not his first time with an edible. So, there's no fucking way that that's what caused it. I don't know what the hell happened, though. It's an interesting one.
His downfall has been absolutely just, like, insane.
Did he ever have an up?
Yeah,
swing, though?
he did.
He was okay.
That's why he got that contract with the basically the Heat season hinged on a Dion Waiters injury.
I do remember that.
And then remember he just didn't get surgery, and then at the last second he's like, "I'm getting surgery."
And he came in 2 years in a row in terrible shape. Right?
Yeah,
like, eating too many edibles, probably.
Yeah, that sucks. There's nothing they can do with that. He's just done.
That's so embarrassing, though. If I'm Dion Waiters, he's from, like, Philly or something, right?
Oh,
like,
God,
You don't want your boys back home here and you had a panic attack due to a gummy bear. That's terrible.
Yeah, that sucks.
What if he would have died?
Oh, my God.
That would have been the worst story ever.
It had to be Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler's doing the Tyler Tuesdays where he follows Tyler Hero around on Instagram and plays pranks on him.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the worst OD death since Len Bias.
I really hope that they figure out. We need some more terrible quotes. I just need more of that. I did have. I saw Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, nice.
He is getting way too much exposure. It's like bringing back Emmitt Smith into the booth for Monday Night Football or something.
Yeah, it's weird. He doesn't say anything particularly enlightening. He's not interesting.
Dumb as fuck.
Yeah, he's not funny.
I'm so tired of Kendrick. It was funny back when he was getting signed for no reason to sit on the end of the bench.
Sure.
But now it's just like, okay, really, you're going to bring Kendrick Perkins in to talk about basketball?
Yeah.
Like, I think the basketball crowd's pretty smart at this point. It's probably the smartest fan base in all the sports. Most people understand like the way basketball needs to be played.
Yep.
They understand the advanced metrics and all that shit. Kendrick Perkins doesn't bring any of that.
Yeah. Perkins said today, actually, I think there's a quote that says, "We'll never see an athlete like LeBron again," which Just seems like an insane quote.
Yeah. I mean, when we already have Giannis in the league.
Right? I mean, yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
He was pissed at Ryan Russillo.
What did he say?
So, this goes back to the... where is this? I have to find the Russillo portion because I think Perk deleted his shit.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But Perk yesterday was super mad at him on Twitter. Kendrick Perkins tweeted out, Trae Young better than Steph in his first 2 years easily, and it's not even a debate.
Sure.
And so Ryan Russillo said, Trae didn't have Monte Ellis, Corey Maggette, and both Anthony Tolliver and Morrow taking combined 55 shots a game.
There's a lot of truth to that, though.
Yeah.
Black Hole, Anthony Morrow, and Monte Ellis.
And that offense wasn't designed around Steph.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, Steph wasn't invented yet, Like, there wasn't like a Steph prototype to play off of that could work in the league.
Yeah, he was more of like a role player at that time.
Yeah,
like
he was
Miller,
just
basically.
like, oh, this is cool. We have Steph Curry. He might be able to shoot some threes.
Yep, set him up a lot of screens and stuff.
Yeah, so Trae wouldn't really exist if Steph hadn't happened.
Sure.
And Trae, is insanely talented, really good, and is playing that role well. He's a better passer than Steph, I think.
Yeah.
But to try to make that comparison doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, it doesn't.
Like, that's just being like LeBron. I don't know. It's just like LeBron's better than Rick Barry. Like,
his first 2 years.
Yeah, for sure. Like, great.
Yeah.
And Perk got super mad because Ryan Russillo talked about it on his podcast. He's like, I don't want to come on that bullshit podcast, blah, blah, blah. And like, Trae Young's dad went after Ryan Russillo about it. All he said was that Steph wasn't given that opportunity. So Kendrick Perkins, we might just rename this section the Kendrick Perkins Award. Guy's an idiot. I never want to see him again. Top 5 breakout stars. Luka.
Yeah, Luka's been everything that we assumed he would be this season, right? Like
Why do I watch him every time that he's going up against someone good or a good team, and I just assume that it's all going to fall apart?
It does not either. He steps his game up against like the elite guys too, which is pretty crazy.
I don't understand how he does anything.
He's strong. He's strong as shit. Like, he's a lot stronger than you think, and like he's really good at getting to the hole, finishing through contact.
He's just a way better scorer than I ever thought he was.
His step backs have been particularly impressive. They're Harden-esque at times. He's a really good passer, just a really good like floor general. Yeah, he's impressive.
His passing is insane. Like, their
really
offense,
good.
like I said, I think is the second best in the NBA.
He's averaging like 9 assists a game. I think he's second in the league right now.
It's all about him. Porzingis looks pretty shitty.
At times. He looks okay at other times, but
he just looks really out of shape to me.
He was
and
out
not
last
aggressive.
Year, right?
Yeah.
So
he's been out for like a year and a half.
He's been out for like 2 years.
Yeah. But he looks like he just doesn't have his wind yet, and he does not look aggressive.
Well, we've mentioned it before. Like, those big guys don't just like magically heal from ankle and knee injuries over the years.
And he's basically sitting out on the perimeter shooting threes.
Yeah,
that's fine. But they're gonna need someone else that can kind of slash and score. That's not Tim Hardaway.
Sure.
But yeah, Luka's insane. He's going to be, I think he legitimately has a chance to win MVP-ish at not this year, but I'm saying like in his career.
Oh, definitely.
It's going to be hard with Giannis in the league, but he's really, really good.
Really impressive.
And I'm not going to do the thing where I compare him and Trae in that trade, but it's just insane that guy wasn't drafted first in that draft.
But it's not as ridiculous as that trade initially seemed, though. You got to give Trae Young some credit on.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's fine.
Like,
at least they got a really good player out of it.
Yeah, everybody laughed at the Hawks, said they were the worst. That's the worst trade in NBA history. All this crap, and it's like it's pretty close to a wash, honestly. I mean, maybe not a wash, but it's a lot more even than.
They're not pissed. They're not like, oh, fuck, we didn't get Luka and our whole franchise is ruined.
It's not Sam Bowie over Jordan.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I think really it's Ayton that you would be looking at.
Real.
Like, you see the impact that Ricky Rubio has on Booker and that team.
Yep.
If they had Luka, that would be they would be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
For 100%. Sure. Holy shit. Pascal Siakam has taken over for Kawhi.
Yep.
He's consistently good. It looks like night in, night out. I just worry about those guys that are like the first year of being the guy always kind of fizzle out at some point because it's just too hard.
The playoffs, the team start game planning for you and stuff like that.
We saw it with Harden like that first year with the Rockets.
Yep.
He just didn't have the legs.
But yeah, Siakam, man, his game just continues to improve. He can get a bucket basically whenever he wants. His post game is really impressive.
Really nice.
Like he's just an all around really good player.
Trae Young obviously has been. I mean, we have to say it otherwise because Trae Young fans, like I said, I think are the worst fans in the league now.
We still want them to listen to the pod, though. So
I don't know. They're not very smart, so they won't really understand what we're saying half the time. But Trae Young fans, I don't know. They're just like that. The Beyonce fans, like any of those fans on Twitter, if you tweet something, they're all gonna find it and pile on
with the clapping emojis.
Yes.
Is it? What's he calling himself? Like Sub-Zero or ICP or something?
I think it's Ice Tray.
Ice Tray.
Yes.
Oh, I got you.
Like you put in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
Kind of outdated.
That makes sense, though. I like it.
That'd be like Ice Cube Maker or something.
Yeah, I like that. Ice Cube, I think, is taken.
He's shooting. I don't know I don't know any of his percentages or anything. All I know is his impact on the game.
Yep.
His spacing, everything that he creates for that team. Everyone else looks like they're falling apart. Mm-hmm. Like John Collins is suspended. Yep. Huerter is not as good as he was last year somehow.
Nope.
Reddish sucks.
Reddish garbage.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hunter, garbage.
Yeah, Hunter's not great. But the Hawks are probably going to make the playoffs.
Guess what Cam Reddish's per is right now?
11?
It's the lowest I've ever seen. 2.51.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of people are saying he might be the best out of those three.
Yeah, I don't know about that, the makeup of the roster, but they really need some of these guys to figure it out. To make a playoff run here and then to try to package up for Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, I think John Collins getting suspended for 25 games is pretty much like the death stroke for them, unfortunately.
In the East?
He just means too much to that team, right? And they just don't have the depth to be able to replace him. Jabari Parker is the one bright spot, though. He's been playing really well in his role for them. You know, he's just coming off the bench and scoring a bunch of points. That's what Jabari Parker does well until he tears his ACL next month.
And that's mostly due to Trae just finding him in the right spots all the time.
Trae's a phenomenal passer, too. We got to say that. He's phenomenal at passing.
Yeah, no, he's been absolutely incredible. He could be, the most improved because last year he didn't have that fast start. If he can just consistently play great, I would consider him one of the more improved players in the league. And he's a tough dude. Yeah. He came back from that injury pretty fast. So, no, I want to see the Hawks in the playoffs. I want to see Trae Young in the playoffs.
They need to make a trade, like we were saying, but I just don't – what do they have to offer anybody? Like, I just don't see the pieces, really.
Yeah,
unless somebody wants – hasn't given up on Reddish or hasn't given up on Hunter, but I don't see it, really.
Yeah. Andre Drummond really started off hot. He was looking like he's going to average 20-20.
He looked like fucking Moses Malone the first 2 weeks of the season, dude. He was so impressive. He single-handedly beat the Pacers twice by himself.
Yeah.
Kennard has played okay, but yeah, the Pistons outside of Drummond have just been an absolute shit show this year.
Yeah. Thon Maker is one of the most hated players by his own fan base I've ever seen in my life.
Well, if you
one night, Thon was trending on Twitter, so I was like, what the hell happened? Did he posterize someone? I looked, and it was like hundreds of Pistons accounts just saying Thon is the worst player I've ever seen in my life. And just like all these different plays of one game where they were just like, how the fuck is this guy in the NBA? Damn. It was real. I was like, damn, what happened?
Well, he looks like he should be Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah,
like he's 7 foot. He's actually skilled and everything like that. But yeah, he's just not good for whatever reason.
Yeah, so I don't know. They still have a lot of roster issues, but maybe Drummond can just power him to something. I don't know. What are they going to do against Giannis and the Philly bigs?
Nothing. I mean, if you're the Pistons, you have to trade him. Like, you have to maximize this value right now when you have it. Get as much back as you can and just tank. Like, be smart about this. No, they're just going to be in the 8-seed purgatory like we've talked about.
Who's going to take him?
Somebody would take him. He's averaging 19 and 17 right now.
The Knicks would maybe consider it.
Yeah, I mean,
the Celtics need a big.
There you go. I like that better. Throw them Jaylen Brown in a pick or something like that. All of a sudden, the Pistons have promise.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting.
It just doesn't make any sense why they're keeping him. The whole Blake Griffin thing hasn't really worked out. He should have been in the disappointing section. Where the hell is Blake Griffin?
Seriously, how are you injured out of the offseason like this?
That's crazy.
And the sad thing was, like, he was so good last year.
Really good.
And it's like he gets injured, and it's just like, oh, sorry, injured again.
Yep.
Derrick Rose has been fine, too.
But again, I think he's injured as well.
Yeah. I mean, if they can get to the playoffs with those three guys and they're healthy, that'll actually be kind of exciting.
It's a scary
Kennard's
team.
been, like, when Kennard is on the floor with those guys, he's completely different.
Yeah. I mean, they could scare somebody in the East, like, get a game or two off of them, but that's best case scenario. Like, I don't know. If I'm a Pistons fan, I'm just like, okay, well, we'll talk to you guys next season.
Jonathan Isaac, my favorite player to talk about. This dude he really, you gave him the AK-47 comp coming out of the draft. I didn't really see it. I didn't like him that much, but he is like the embodiment of what that Magic team should be. Just length, defense, hustle, and a lot of potential.
I think last week we were sitting here recording the podcast, actually watching the Magic play somebody, and I just kept looking up every couple of seconds or so. In 5 possessions in a row, he stole the ball. It was just going on a fast break, dunking it. I forget who they were playing, but it was just, I was like, geez, Jonathan Isaac? Really impressive so far.
He's just a lot more comfortable this year, for sure.
Just using his length to create problems, and it's been pretty impressive.
If he was on a team that had actual... So if he was on the Rockets, he would be one of, like, the most valued players in the league, right?
Oh, yeah. He'd be Trevor Ariza 2.0, right?
Yeah.
He's like shooting 35% from 3. It's respectable.
To take away P.J. Tucker, put Jonathan Isaac there, and I think you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
There's not a team in the NBA that looks at that and is like, we don't need that guy. Everyone wants someone like that on their team.
He could start for probably like 29 out of the 32 teams, right? Like, he's pretty impressive.
Any contender. Like, if you get him, it's over.
Just plug and play.
I don't know. He's not going anywhere, does it sound like. It sounds like the Magic may consider blowing some things up, but he'd be more of a centerpiece to that, like, hey, this is what we're keeping and what we're doing.
He's only 22 or something. Yeah, he's 22 years old. That's crazy. He's been in the league 2 years, 3 years now.
Who on that team do you think will get traded this year, I guess?
I think the Aaron Gordon situation has run its course, right? Like, they need to move on from him.
Yeah, I saw someone was like, would you do, or who was that? Was that Bill Simmons talking about C.J. McCollum?
For Aaron Gordon?
It was like it was Simons. Simons and, like, a pick for Aaron Gordon. And I was like, fuck no.
That doesn't do anything for the Blazers, does it?
Why would, like, no one wants Aaron Gordon. No. Like, his contract has to be up soon, right? I'm pretty sure it's up in like a year or two. He's not getting another max.
No, fuck no.
Like, it's going down, if anything. Yeah. That's not good. When you look at a player, like, we maxed him, and then his next contract's not going to be a max, something went wrong.
Only 24 years old, though.
I don't care.
That's pretty crazy, man. He's still, like, not even to his prime, technically.
But he hasn't shown, like, enough year-over-year improvement. No. Like, it's like, gradual.
Yeah, he'll
flash. And it's flashy,
yeah. Yep.
Damn, I wanted to find Jonathan Isaac's, like, advanced stuff.
Also, Aaron Gordon averages less than half a block a game and less than a steal. You'd think somebody that athletic in the NBA would be able to average at least a block a game.
Yeah, so. I still feel like he doesn't know what position he's supposed to be playing.
Oh, he definitely doesn't. He shoots 30% from 3.
So if he were on the Warriors playing small ball center.
Yeah, better. Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Even like somebody like the Lakers, like somebody where he doesn't really have to do anything besides just come in and get boards and stuff, and put back dunks. Like, he needs to be Brandon Clark on a team, right? Like that Memphis, just coming off the bench.
But you can't make $20 million.
Fuck no. And you can't be, like, arguably their second best player. It just doesn't make any sense.
He's gonna have a nice back half of his career where if he goes to 10 or 15 mil, where he can be impactful on a championship team
as a role player. Yeah, definitely.
Jonathan Isaac, advance. Let's see. Let me find anything cool here.
Probably some advanced defensive stats, I'm guessing.
Yeah, damn, he's averaging 6 rebounds a game, 2.8 blocks.
Oof.
Jesus.
Damn.
So 2.8 blocks, 1.3 steals, 6.5 boards.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And yeah, 35% from three. That's up from last year by 3%. Yeah, it's third year in. He's going to be, I don't think he'll be like superstar, but he's going to be pretty damn good.
Early candidate for most improved, or is there somebody I'm missing?
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to factor in like Siakam and Trae Young.
Trae Young, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But like you expect those guys, and Siakam won it last year. You can't win it 2 years in a row. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, a lot of guys improve from 1 year to the next.
Brandon Ingram, though.
I guess numbers wise, his will be pretty impressive if he stays healthy. Yeah, interesting.
Who else did we have? Did we have anyone else in this category? Nope. All right, let's go to the most disappointing.
Hell yeah.
Jokic and Murray. I just put them both down. The Nuggets are fine.
Just
Jokic just hit, 2 back-to-back game winners.
Denver's kind of having that issue, I feel like, that the Celtics had last year. Like, they have too many guys and just not enough of, like, the dude, you know? And, like, Jokic was supposed to be that dude, and he showed up out of shape, and he's just been slow and, like...
He'll turn it on in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, like, he still does stuff. He's still Jokic, but, like, he set the bar so high last season that this year it's just, like, kind of disappointing when you watch him.
He was an MVP candidate on a team with one of the best records and the number one seed in the West, right?
And it wasn't a stretch either. Like, it was like he was dominating games there for a while. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. Jamal Murray, we pulled up the stats earlier, but it wasn't very impressive. Not for a guy that's supposedly a max player. It was like 16-4 or something crazy.
Yeah, he hasn't really... He's really just kind of staying at the Jamal Murray level.
Yep. He just kind of is what he is. He's like Buddy Hield now. It's like,
he was underrated.
Good shooter.
And then overrated. And
doesn't do much else.
Yeah.
And then Gary Harris, I think you mentioned earlier. I don't even know if Gary Harris has been healthy this year.
Gary Harris basically just plays defense now, it feels like.
Yeah.
It's the rest of those guys. I talked about this when we did NBA earlier. It's like you don't need Torrey Craig or whatever and Will Barton. Like they have like 4 guys that should not... You just need one. Just combine them into one guy.
Well, they do have that one guy, and he's not getting the minutes.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr.
I can't say that enough. Is like that's who you need in the playoffs.
He's averaging like 9 minutes a game right now. It just seems weird. I don't know.
He should be playing 30 minutes a game. Fuck those other guys that the ceiling on those guys.
Yeah.
Like there's no upside.
Nope.
Like congrats, you can win 50 games in the regular season. When it comes to the playoffs, we have Michael Porter Jr. You're going to be a different team.
Yeah. I mean, you just need somebody that, like, when they're doubling Jokic in the playoffs to take the ball and get you a bucket. And
seriously.
Those dudes aren't doing it.
So, yeah, that's been a little disappointing. I thought that team, with that kind of continuity, like, they should have come out the gates just firing.
They're still 7-3. So, I mean, they're still winning games, and that's still
But they just don't look better.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
They don't even look like they were, last year. I would expect them to look like they did last year midseason.
Yeah, and I mean, the Hawks beat them last night.
Yeah.
125 to 121, so.
Porzingis, we talked about that earlier. I don't know. What do you expect from him? Like, what do you want him to do? He was, remember those first, like, always the beginning of the season for him with the Knicks, he was like, holy shit, this guy's an MVP. He's a unicorn right there with Embiid and Giannis. And now he's not even close.
No, I mean, you definitely wouldn't get the nickname unicorn these days if you're watching Porzingis.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've really had high hopes for him, but we've also talked about it a couple times, and those big guys never recover from injuries like that. It just never gets better. And he's had multiple, like, foot and knee and ankle problems.
I'm going to be really pissed off if this ruins Luka's, like, title chances.
Luka might be able to transcend it, man. I don't think it matters. Like, if they, so say it doesn't work out with him, can't they still get rid of him this next offseason?
No, they've already re-signed him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's a little different then.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, Luka, they're only one trade away. They can pair Luka with another superstar.
I hope.
Yeah.
CJ McCollum. This is the first time I'm going to say that they should trade C.J. McCollum.
It's been pretty disappointing, right?
Yeah, I've never been fully in on him. Like, I like him a lot, but he's going to always be inconsistent because most of his shots are so difficult that they shouldn't be taken in the first place.
I'm sorry to go back to this, but I just want to mention we were talking about the Nuggets and how they have like 8 of those guys. We were wrong. They actually have like 9 of those guys. Gary Harris, Will Barton, Jeremy Grant, Monty Morris, Malik Beasley, and Torrey Craig. Those dudes are all getting minutes.
All of those guys, like, just package them up.
Those are all average NBA players. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and Millsap. You got Millsap out there too, 38 years old running around.
Yeah. But yeah, back to McCollum.
Sorry.
There's something out there for CJ McCollum.
Yeah, somebody would take a flyer on him, like the Magic.
No,
or something
people
like
would
that.
really want CJ McCollum, I think.
Yeah, he could be a nice guard, even for the Knicks. I think it would be a nice trade, but I just don't think they have the pieces.
That's the problem. No one has assets right now. Mm-hmm. Like, people will have them, but they don't want to trade them, or they just recently acquired them.
What about, since we were talking about Kevin Love earlier, and that seems to be the popular fit considering he's from Portland, all that. What about a McCollum for the new kid they just got, the point guard? Garland and Kevin Love.
I don't know what their feelings are on Garland, but it seems like they really want to try that double guard setup.
Weird. Sexton's pretty good though. Like I feel like they could build around Sexton, you know.
Yeah. Sexton has been way better.
He's
but
really
yeah.
good.
I don't know. I'd have to look around. I feel like the trade landscape isn't going to shape up until December 15th when some of those guys are eligible to be traded. I don't think McCollum is eligible to be traded until January
because he signed an extension this last. Oh, okay.
So I don't see anything out there at all.
It's not great.
And they don't have assets. They just have the expirings, which a lot of people say that, and then it never turns out to be anything.
Right.
And Nurkic doesn't come back till February.
Damn, that's sad.
And Collins is also going to be out for that long. Not good. So I say, at this point, ride with Simons and Lillard. Mm-hmm. Try to build something maybe for next year with McCollum in an asset pool.
McCollum has a 12 per right now.
Yeah. He's really bad.
That's crazy.
He's not helping at all. It's just Dame killing everything every night.
Pretty much.
I don't know. The Pelicans roster, I listed them. I think we looked at the team beforehand. We're like, look at all these guys. It's kind of one of those things. They have a bunch of guys, but nothing's happening.
No.
It's basically like, oh, Brandon Ingram looks better.
Yep. That's it. Lonzo's giving you exactly what Lonzo Ball does. Nothing more, nothing less. But, this one comes with a huge asterisk, right? Because they're missing what could be potentially like a top 5 impact player in the league.
Yeah.
So,
my thing was just like, I thought everyone would be a little bit better.
Sure. And they should be. They're deep as shit. Like, they've got Josh Hart. They've got, their bench is like 8 deep.
That's, I think, the problem is that they play too many guys.
Sure. But like they got JJ Redick.
Yeah.
They've just got a bunch of NBA players.
They have Favors.
Favors. Jaleel Okafor is playing well for them. Like,
that's what I'm saying, but there's too many. There's like tons of guys, but not enough production. No one's actually like good, it seems like.
It's like, the expression, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. They got too many Indians, not enough Chiefs.
Seriously,
That's what's going on here.
That's Zion.
I'm also native, so I can say that.
Yeah, I maybe it is just get Zion in, but Lonzo is still Lonzo. Like, he's still like somehow always injured. He looks really good when he plays.
Yeah.
Like, his 3-point shot's better. He's really good on defense.
I got to admit, I had higher hopes coming in for Lonzo. I definitely thought he was Jason Kidd 2.0, and he's looked like Jason Kidd like 0.56. Like, he's only averaging like 11, 5, and 5 right now. Like, nothing in particular, nothing very impressive.
I still think a lot of that is that system. It's stupid.
I hope so.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
And you're right. The shot has looked better. He has been able to pull up and drill threes, whereas 2 years ago he was the worst shooter in the league.
Yeah.
Right? So
Josh Hart, people always say, "Oh, Josh Hart," like as the throw-in.
Sure.
But he sucks.
He's
not good.
No. 12 and 6 though for a shooting guard.
But he shouldn't be playing.
Not that much.
Like, he's getting minutes, and it's like, if you watch, he's not that good.
Yeah, he's getting 30 minutes a game.
Yeah, 12 and 6.
Yeah.
Like, give either Lonzo or Drew a couple more minutes. Cut that dude's down. They're playing like Kenrick Williams. Like, it's like, what are you doing?
They're playing Kenrick Williams 20 minutes a game.
They're only doing it because they play this stupid fucking pace where that they just burn their own guys out, and they're not playing their best players.
Yep.
So it's just a whole situation. But what's his name didn't inherit, or he inherited Alvin Williams, right?
Yeah.
So Gentry, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's gone at the end of the year. But I still like the roster. I still feel like there's a lot of pieces.
And shout out to Brandon Ingram. As much shit as we talked about him last year.
You talked.
As much shit as I've talked about Brandon Ingram over the years, he's done really well, and he's played really well. He's scoring almost 26 points a game.
Yeah.
Shooting 46% from 3 on 5 attempts a game.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's finally getting... He just had to get away from LeBron.
Yeah.
He was always on that upward trajectory, and then that whole shitty situation happened.
I just wonder if he switched from like an indica to a sativa this offseason.
San Antonio and DeJounte also running into my disappointing category. Looks like that run might be over.
We knew it was going to happen eventually, right? Where the Spurs just weren't going to exceed expectations. But I didn't think it was going to be this season. I was pretty high on them coming into the year, and they've just not looked very good.
They're doing the zig when everyone else is zagging or whatever. It's all mid-range.
DeMar and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah. The Magic are trying to trade for DeMar DeRozan. I just thought DeJounte was going to be like a fucking lightning rod.
Yeah.
Like come in and just tear shit up.
Yep.
Especially off of those like elbow cuts from LaMarcus, like all that stuff. I thought he would be insane. He's been fine, but he's not like the dynamic, crazy guard that I thought they were going to have at the beginning of the year.
Yep. And they haven't had that like Spurs guy that's taken the leap that comes out of nowhere like they have every single year, you know.
And it's like getting old with Bryn Forbes and Patty Mills. Like, okay.
Yeah, just keep running that out there. Derek White hasn't played particularly well after he played extremely well in the postseason last year. Trey Lyles has been a huge disappointment. That dude sucks.
His career. Yeah, it's over. It's over for that guy.
I don't know what happened there. Lonnie Walker hasn't looked very good.
Pop was pissed at Lonnie Walker, too.
I bet.
Called his ass out.
Okay, I take it. I know purr can be a little skewed sometimes, but guess what Lonnie Walker's purr is right now?
8?
Minus 7.7.
Oh my god. Jesus. Wow.
That's atrocious.
That's a rare Spurs miss.
Yeah, that's atrocious.
They really missed on him.
And who's the dude? They drafted somebody this last season I thought was going to come in and make an impact. I guess he's too young. He's not ready yet. A kid from Kentucky. I can't remember what the hell his name was, but I watched him.
Big?
Summer League. No, he's a guard, combo guard. And he was really impressive in Summer League. I thought he was going to be able to come in and like start right away.
Is that crazy Jeff Ledbetter?
No,
the white guy?
Not the white guy. I can't remember what his name is, but yeah, they took him this last season from Kentucky. I want to say he was like a lottery pick, like 13, 14, somewhere in there.
Well, I mean, they missed on Marcus Morris or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They wind up being like, okay, well, we'll get Damari Carroll.
And Trey Lyles.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God. Is it Keldon Johnson?
Keldon, KJ, that's who it is. Yeah, he hasn't played a single game for them. I don't know if he's hurt or what happened, but I thought he was a lot closer to being NBA ready when I watched him this summer. So
yeah, there's no one on this roster I want.
There really isn't. Like
besides DeJounte, but now his value's not looking great.
And they should have traded LaMarcus 2 years ago, right? Like when his value was actually decent.
Yeah, they did have a run with him, though.
Yeah.
After that.
True.
It's just DeRozan, I don't know. They're going to have to re-up him, right?
Ugh.
I mean...
Do you re-up 24-4 a game? Like, that's what you're getting from your number one player?
Yeah, it's not good. LaMarcus, it's time.
Not even just 24-4 a game. He shoots 0.4 threes a game.
That's insane.
In today's NBA,
but
he doesn't
how does
even
that,
attempt one.
But that's what they want to do. I don't understand how that works. Like, are they thinking, hey... And all the NBA has now is like these defenders that stand on the 3-point line and then rim protectors. So if we just take mid-range, we're going to be getting uncontested shots.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's clearly not working. They're 5-8. So.
I'm sure they'll turn it around and have a big run in them. But I don't want anyone on the roster.
It might be KJ. KJ might be that guy that comes in and spurs them to a...
What happened? Do they have that Samanich guy on the roster right now?
Oh, yeah, Luka or something, right?
Yeah.
Luka Samanich? No, I don't see him on the roster either. So both rookies that were supposed to come in and make an impact aren't even playing. They're in the G League.
What the fuck?
Oh, they're pulling the 2K move where you send the guy to the G League and he gets 8 points better, and then you bring him up for the playoffs.
I feel like that guy was supposed to be decent.
Yeah, I thought he was supposed to be pretty good. Nope, you got Jakob Poeltl taking those minutes.
Oh, he is in the G League. Yep. Shit.
Spurs are smart, man. They know how to play it.
Weird. That's all for disappointing. And then our TBD category.
Yep.
We don't want to jump in too far, but we got to acknowledge it. And number one has got to be Andrew Wiggins.
It's shit, man. We gave him shit before the season, I think, on our last NBA pod, saying that he wasn't even a top 100 player or top 200 player.
Yep.
He's like a top 50 player. Like, really impressive this year.
I feel bad. And almost every day when we're playing like Madden or whatever, it just looks over at a TV screen with whatever game he has on. It's like, man, I feel so bad about what I said about Wiggins. Like every day, it's like a therapy session. But
that's good.
Yeah, everyone. We weren't wrong though.
Yeah,
like he was absolutely fucking terrible. He showed minimal effort.
Yep.
And he had poor shot selection.
And let's be honest, he still is what he is. Like, he's not going to give you anything outside of scoring. He doesn't do anything else. He hardly grabs rebounds. He doesn't pass. Nothing. Not great defensively. He averages 1.1 blocks, which is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a really good scorer. He's extended his range too. He's taken a lot more threes this year, shooting 36% on almost 7 attempts a game.
So, and that was after a really rough start to the beginning of the season for him.
Interesting.
So this all comes down to Ryan Saunders just being a really good coach.
Seems like it. And
he just took that team over. It's like, last year this happened. He's like, we're giving it to Cat first and foremost every fucking time he's getting the ball, and he's going to shoot a lot of threes.
Yep.
And then I'm going to try to work on Andrew Wiggins. And he said that before the season. Like, we believe that we have something, but he's just been used the wrong way.
Sure. And that's got to play into it a little bit. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns has taken like another little mini leap, and he's really been impressive. So there's more open shots and more opportunities for Wiggins.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope Wiggins is good. I just want him to also turn into like a disgusting defensive stopper.
Hasn't quite panned out like we expected.
No, not at all. Another one, TBD, the trade market. Nobody knows what's out there, and there's no rumors.
Besides, I think the DeMar DeRozan to the Magic was the first rumor I've heard all season.
And that was just, I looked it up, and it was just the Magic have asked about it.
The Magic say they want DeMar DeRozan.
I don't know if the Spurs actually had a response or if they even knew about it. So I haven't seen anything there. A lot of guys, like I said, aren't even eligible to be traded till the 15th of December or in January.
Right.
And there's not a lot out. Like Kevin Love, like people like to throw him out there, but the Cavs are pretty intent on keeping him unless they get something.
Especially if they can make the playoffs. It's like the 7 seed. I mean, why would they trade him? That makes a lot
more
sense.
And their coach is really good.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense for them.
Beal's not getting traded, so that's done. Chris Paul is like, I guess, but are we can like just, I feel like we're cluttering that with like, hey, yeah, it'd be cool to have Chris Paul over here or over here. But that contract sucks. Like, It doesn't... I'm sorry. It's just not a good contract.
Yeah, there weren't many takers when he was available this last offseason. It doesn't seem like anything's really changed.
Who else would be available for trade? Pretty much, I think the Magic need to look at blowing it up. Mm-hmm. I think they just re-signed Terrence Ross, and, like, it's just... They need to figure... They just move on.
If the Blazers' 10-game stretch, next 10 games is like this last 10 games, they should look at blowing it up as well.
Yeah. I think, realistically, Miles Turner... will be
definitely.
a look when he comes back. And maybe someone with the Nets.
Kyrie.
Kyrie, we're just done here.
Yeah, or possibly like Jaylen Brown. But didn't Jaylen Brown just get paid? So he's not even eligible.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like most of these guys, the only one that hasn't really re-signed that are, going to be restricted or were going to be restricted or whatever, who were offered extensions, I think the only one that didn't sign was Bogdanovich. Bogdan.
Wasn't Drummond in that conversation too, and he didn't re-sign? But he was saying like he wanted to go back to Detroit or something?
I have no clue.
Which didn't make any sense.
This was like all the fourth-year guys or whatever. I don't remember.
Gotcha.
Marcus Morris, of course.
Of course. He'll move. He'll be on the move somewhere.
Some of the Spurs guys. And I think the Mavs still have an exception for the Harrison Barnes deal that they have to use by a certain time. So, whatever that means. Other than that, I don't see anything. Maybe the Grizzlies, but it's just so many teams. I feel like this year more than others, every team has like their identity and plan down.
Definitely.
They're like, we know what we want to do and what we can do this year. And that's why we're not seeing a bunch of expendable players.
Well, the NBA is just like back to normal now that the Warriors aren't dominating. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of feels like they have a chance now. We're not just in that weird holding pattern where teams are like, well, let's see how this shakes out. So, yeah, it's been great. I loved it so far.
Let's just look at the standings really quick to finish it.
Yeah.
And see what we think's holding up.
Maybe like a top 5 power rankings.
Yeah, I'm down.
So number 1 for me has got to be the Lakers, I think. I don't know who is going to beat them in a 7-game series if Anthony Davis is healthy. It's a really deep, really impressive team. Just all around. I think LeBron right now for me is the MVP candidate, especially if he finishes number 1 in the league in assists and does his usual LeBron shit on the side. So that's number 1 for me. And then number 2, I'm going to throw the Clippers on there. So we got the Battle of LA. I just think they're crazy deep. Kawhi hasn't been healthy, but we're not going to get healthy Kawhi anymore, right?
Right.
This is what Kawhi is now. And he's kind of gotten to that LeBron mode where he's coasting during the regular season, and he's going to flip a switch. It seems like he's going to flip a switch come postseason. So that's my second team there. Third, I'm going to have to go with the Rockets. We're going to stay out west.
Shit.
I like the Rockets. I like what they've done. James Harden's playing extremely well, and they've had a couple people step up around him. And, yeah, we'll see. That'll be interesting. And then fourth and fifth, we're going to go Sixers, number 4.
Oh.
And the Boston Celtics, number 5.
Oh.
And I can flip on those two. I just like the Sixers' depth. I like their defense a little bit better than the Celtics, and I just think in a 7-game series they would beat them. So that's the only reason they're getting the 4th spot for me.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to go Lakers 1, but that's like a pretty fragile one.
Sure. It's not the dominant. It's not like I was going to say Alabama in college football. That's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah. 2 is really complicated.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know who I could pick as the second best team in the NBA right now.
The Celtics probably deserve it off of like the first 10 games.
They're 9-1.
Yeah, but I just don't. Like I said, they don't scare me all that much. I don't know. Maybe I'm still underestimating.
I'm going to put them in second.
Okay.
They've done it. Like they're winning games and they look good.
9 games in a row is quite impressive.
Then I'm going to throw in Utah third.
Ooh, I forgot about the Jazz. Damn.
Utah is 8-3. They're 6-0 at home. They finally kind of Conley's settled into his role a little bit more, and I think he's going to get a lot better as the season goes on. Gobert looks pretty insane. He's
going to win 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, right?
And
so far.
And Ingles is looking good. Bogdanovich looks awesome. Like that team's going to be pretty damn hard to beat.
They're not going to be a fun out in the playoffs.
I'll go Clippers. Was this 4th?
Okay.
That team should be way better. I don't know what's going on.
It's Kawhi, man. They just don't,
He just doesn't give a shit sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. He's coasting right now.
Yeah, it's weird.
He's either coasting or he's a lot more hurt than we think.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely coasting. Yeah. For sure. But that team's still really good. They have a lot of depth. Lou and Montrez are impossible to stop.
Yep.
And this is my last one.
Yep. So it's got to be between like the Sixers and Bucks, right? Those got to be the two obvious
I'm going
teams.
Toronto.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
I like Toronto.
Ooh.
I like their continuity. I think the Bucks have been super disappointing. Everyone likes the Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez thing. I don't like that at all. I really don't. It's basically Giannis, which is, should be enough to get you in the top 5.
30-14 for Giannis right now.
He's easily the MVP.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
But I really like what Toronto's doing, just playing defense, and they move the ball and they score, and they're just a good team.
Sure.
So I'll put them in at 5. Plus they're defending champs, damn it.
All right.
Yeah. But I really like Utah. That's why I got to keep them in there. I'm not going to bail on them because I know they looked really shitty at the beginning of the year. Conley looked terrible. There's a lot of teams that are just dominating at home right now too.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me last year to look at the Spurs when they just couldn't win on the road at all. Mm-hmm. Like they couldn't do shit on the road. Where's the undefeated at home? Boston's undefeated at home.
Yep.
Toronto, Utah's 6-0 at home.
Damn.
And Philly's 4-0.
The Heat.
The Heat are?
Yeah, 4-0.
Damn. The Clippers are 6-1 and Indy's 5-1.
Damn, Indy.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I can't really think of anything else. Shout out to the Heat, I guess. 7-3. That's pretty impressive.
Seriously, no respect for the Heat because of Dion Waiters.
Yeah, the whole Dion Waiters thing kind of took away from them, but
everyone expects them to make a deal, so
yeah,
we'll see. They don't have assets. I don't know how that works. I guess these guys that are playing great, they should be looking to make that trade right now with none. And anyone else that they have, bam, be like, all right, yeah, let's go. Let's do it right now.
Tyler Hero.
Until those guys, when they fall off in 2 weeks, it's going to be a problem.
And then shout out to, Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. We knew that was going to be a train wreck, and it's gotten there a lot faster than we thought. So
looking good.
It's 4-6 already. That's fun.
The Nets did not see it coming.
I don't know how. Didn't see that coming.
Can't think of anything else.
No, that's pretty much it. Go Knicks.
Go Knicks.